Hello YouTube, here's Master Chef back once again on Mrs. J Vibe. Look, we have a treat. We're going to be making a bread pudding. We're going to get right to it. Watch this. Look, here are my ingredients that I will be using. I will be using 2 cups of diced peaches. We don't care much for raisins. We're going to be using an apple and a half, which I sauteed. I done that for time's sake, and I put just 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cloves in there, and a tablespoon of cinnamon, and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Okay, we got a tablespoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of nutmeg. We got a stick of butter, clarified. We got 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. We have 4 eggs. We have 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar. We have a little bit over 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And we have a full can of evaporated milk, okay? And what I'm going to be using for this bread pudding is the original Hawaiian rolls, which I'm going to cut them cross, 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 and I'm going to go down them again. So they're going to have 4 pieces to each roll. And this is the 12 pack, not the 24. You can make the 24 if you choose to, okay? And I'm going to take these and I'm going to go ahead and put them in my dish, so they're cut probably like in 2-inch pieces. And I know some people bake theirs. You could, but it's going in the oven after we get it ready anyhow. So we're going to pull them apart. Each roll have 4 pieces to it. And the reason I use these, or chose to use these, is because they're already sweet and you don't have to use as much sugar. And of course we will have a drizzle for them that I will show you here in a few minutes. They're jumping out of my hands. We're gonna just pull them apart. Pretty easy. This is a very good dish. The reason we're using peaches and diced apples because we're not big on raisins. We eat raisins, but it's not one of our favorite things. So you can kind of put what you want to put in here. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and put my sugar, my heavy cream, my evaporated milk. I'm going to go ahead and put the eggs in, and you're going to whip that until it's smooth. And of course your eggs are going to be busted. We're going to put our vanilla in here in a few minutes. And we're going to put the oven on about 350. And we're going to cook this thing for about 40 minutes. You know what you want yours to look like on top, right? I found that evaporated milk does a wonderful job. It makes it real creamy and good. Look at that color coming in there. Some egg yolks. Just make sure you get it all acclimated. Now let's go ahead in with, I know 2 tablespoons seems like a lot, but it ain't when it comes to making bread pudding. Y'all know me. Get it all, I bought it all. Okay? And just get that all. The prep time to get this ready, probably about 15 minutes. You can have a wonderful dessert on the table for your family. Go and get that butter in there. You could have poured the butter on your bread if you wanted to, but hey, let's just pour it in here where it can all be evenly distributed. We hope that y'all been enjoying the videos that we've been putting up. Yeah, let's get that. Ooh, that smells good. We're gonna go ahead on, and we're gonna get our cinnamon in there. And we're gonna get our nutmeg in there. And just keep it whisking. It's a workout. For all of you that say that you're gonna be working out this new year, this is a good workout for your arms. That smells delicious already. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and put my peaches in here. I was going to put them over the bread. And then once we get all of this, put the apples in. Look at that thick syrup on them apples, like caramel. Once we get this on there, we're going to pour it over. We're going to pour it over our bread, and we're gonna let it soak into that bread for about 20 to 25 minutes before we go into 350 degrees oven, okay? And once we go into 350 degrees oven, and just go ahead on and situate your bread if you have to where you want everything to be soaked, of course. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put our peaches and apples and our egg and butter mixture and just kind of distribute it pretty evenly. And you want that bread to soak up all of this cinnamon and nutmeg and peaches and butter and vanilla flavoring. And I think that this is a good choice of bread to do just that. And we're also gonna make, as I said, a drizzle to go over this. And I will tell you in a few minutes what it will consist of. Yeah, just keep putting that on there. I hope I can get it all on there. When that bread soak it up, and those eggs is gonna bring it together. I definitely got to get all that because that's where most of that cinnamon is. That's where that flavor is. Yeah, that worked well. And just kind of get your peaches and your apples kind of distributed evenly. And we're gonna let that set for about 20 to 25 minutes, and it's gonna go in a 350 degrees oven. And once it go in that oven, we're gonna let it stay for about 40 minutes. Okay? And if you had never had apples, sauteed apples and brown sugar and peaches in your bread pudding, hey, you've been missing a treat. So as you can see, you know what? I'm going to hit that with a little bit more cinnamon, not too much, on there. And when I make my drizzle, I'm going to be using some clarified butter, some buttermilk, some powdered sugar, and some cake batter flavoring and vanilla flavoring. And I'm going to whisk that together, and that's what's going to go over this bread pudding. If you wanted to, you can use some rum flavoring. You know, I don't have to have that. I like the other. But anyhow, we'll be back when we get ready to put this in the oven. And when we take it out of the oven, we're going to make our drizzle, and we're going to sit down and we're going to break bread. How about that? Hey, I'll be back. Don't you go anywhere. All right, it's been 20 minutes. As you can see, I'm going into the oven with it. No cover on it. Leave it open for about 40 minutes. I'll see you when it come out. On the middle rack. Stay tuned. Hello, here's Master Chef back, and we got our bread pudding out of the oven. As you can see, it's been setting a little bit. It's still warm, of course. And what I want to do before I plate some up, I'm going to make my drizzle. I'm going to put my 2 cups of confectioner's sugar in there. I'm going to go in with my buttermilk. This is the buttermilk drizzle. Put the buttermilk in there. Here's my cake batter flavoring. You know, I like this. Mrs. J bought this, and I've been using it ever since. Gonna put in my vanilla flavoring. I'm gonna put in my clarified butter, 3 tablespoons or so. See if we can get this. Just get in there. Get a color. Okay. Shot of that consistency. Still smoking. So I'm just going to take this. You be the judge of how much you want on your bread pudding. Okay? Let's go in. That is wonderful. That is a Sunday dessert. I'm gonna rate that a 17 out of a 20. That's way up there. You can taste the peaches, you can taste the apples and the brown sugar. You taste the bread with the accent of the cinnamon, the 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves. You taste the buttermilk. You taste the vanilla flavoring. Everything is just come together. You got a little crunch on the bread that got crispy on the top. Look. Ooh, that's good. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, We would appreciate it if you do so. We almost up to 1,000, and it hadn't been easy getting there. I think probably over 3 or 4 years. We have over 400 recipes, and we're still counting, we're still cooking, we're still coming up with recipes, we're still trying other recipes. We need your help. Help us to get over that hump and accomplish that 1,000. Mrs. J and Master Chef appreciate it. Tell someone about this page. Give us a thumbs up. And of course, we want to hear from you. Shoot us a comment. If it's something you want us to cook, let us know. Look, I got to get out of here. This bread pudding is on point. Don't take my word for it. Try the recipe, and you'll see yourself that this is on fire. Hey, I'll see you next time. Be blessed. Stay up. Stay faithful. Bye for now.